Employees can only shout and cry as the quake rocked this fifth-floor office in General Santos City at 9 o'clock this morning. As lighting fixtures started to sway, some started to run out of the office.
Hoy, di daw magpanik! Relax! Di magpanik!
As the rattling intensified, there was a rush to get out. At Damlang National High School in Cotabato, students and teachers sought the open grounds.
Ang daming galaw talaga. Umuugong talaga yung ilalim ng lupa. Kala ko wala na. Napakalakas talaga.
Netizen Chai Via posted photos of a collapsed school building in Daig Elementary School in Tulunan, North Cotabato, as students sustained wounds and was rushed to the hospital. Meanwhile, at Damlang Hospital, patients had to be evacuated to open grounds. Motorists in Makilala, North Cotabato were forced to stop as cracks appeared on the ground. The town was hit by a landslide during the October 16 earthquake. Damage to buildings were apparent. According to PHIVOX, the epicenter of today's 6.6 magnitude quake was located in Tulunan, the same epicenter as of the October 16 magnitude 6.3 tremor.
Well, it's the same area. Kung titingnan natin, yung Cotabato area ay may iba't ibang fault na magkakalapit. So yung epicentro nung kanina, siyempre second evaluation pa lang yan, and with time, mas mapupulido pa natin yung mga epicenters at makikita natin na very close ang pagitan ng mga epicentro. So they're somewhat related.
Because the earthquake was tectonic in origin, no tsunami alert was raised. PHIVOX is expecting more aftershocks in the coming days. Death toll following quake has been raised to 4. This includes a grade 9 student of Magsaysay, Davao del Sur who was hit by falling debris. While in Coronadal City, a 66-year-old died after sustaining head injuries. A total of 43 individuals were reported injured. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, PR1 News.
With damages and aftershocks expected from that powerful quake, local governments in Mindanao have suspended school today. Classes are suspended in all levels in Coronadal City, Samal Island, Tagum City, and General Santos City. The epicenter of that shaking, Tulunan, North Cotabato, has also extended its class suspensions up to tomorrow. Davao City declared suspension in all public and private schools and in all government offices. Palace, meanwhile, assures the public that it is on top of the situation. All government agencies and local government units have been tasked to assess damage, do needs analysis of affected areas, and to coordinate relief response. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo calls for calm, vigilance, and a stop to disinformation, which could cause undue alarm. The public is also being urged to monitor developments through alerts and bulletins from government offices. The health department's units in Mindanao and Visayas are ready to provide assistance to those affected. That would include the disposal of or the sending of an engineering team to review damages and ensure the safety of patients in hospitals.
Every time there's an earthquake like that, all of our DOH regional offices in Mindanao or in the Visayas, they mobilize their emergency teams, their rapid assessment teams.
Power supply in the region remains stable according to the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines as the transmission backbone remains intact. Gateways in the region are also unscathed, reports the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines. No damage was reported in airports in Butuan, Davao, Cotabato, General Santos, and the Laguindingan Airport.
A blanket of dust covered the Magsaysay Municipal Hall in Davao del Sur after the magnitude 6.6 earthquake that rocked Mindanao this morning. The quake caused this building to collapse, while this motorcycle was hit by falling debris. In this video, doctors, nurses, and patients at the Southern Philippines Medical Center can be seen rushing outside the building. One pregnant patient even had to deliver her child outside the hospital. In Davao City, large cracks can be seen on the walls of the Felcri Centrale building along Quimpo Boulevard. Witnesses swore they saw structures along the central business districts sway during the tremor.
Niuyog yun na siya, ma'am. Nag-ananag yun ang building. Naglihok yun na siya niya. Mga tao ganina, nanggawas dia sa nangilahang exit dira, ganina, naguot yun.
SM City Ecoland had to shut down after its ceiling collapsed. In a grocery store in Toril Steel in Davao City are strewn all over the floor. At the Toril Public Market, shelves of the fish and meat sections were damaged as roofs and walls collapsed. There were no reported casualties in the area, but in Barangay Mintal, 2 residents were injured after being hit by a falling signage. All classes and work both in public and private sectors are suspended. Authorities have also allayed fears of a possible tsunami. For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
This year has been peppered with a string of earthquakes, most with strong degrees and intensities. April alone saw 3 consecutive shakings just days apart from each other. There's the magnitude 5 quake in Calayan, Cagayan on April 15. The week after, a 6.1 quake rocked Zambales on April 22. PHIVOLCS located its epicenter in Castillejos, Zambales, with tremors felt in Metro Manila. It left more than a dozen people dead and several buildings damaged. PHIVOLCS says the quake was triggered by movement from a previously known fault or blind fault. This was followed by another earthquake in eastern Samar in Visayas in less than 24 hours. The magnitude 6.5 quake left over 600 aftershocks, but minimal damages were reported. The next strong earthquake happened in May, where a downgraded 5.4 magnitude quake jolted Pagudpud, Ilocos Norte. Strong earthquakes followed in September and October, from the 5.4 quake in Sarangani, Davao Occidental on September 18 to the 6.1 quake recorded in the waters off Jose Abad Santos in Davao Occidental. Then on October 16, a magnitude 6.3 quake hit North Cotabato. The tectonic quake occurred at 7:37 p.m., 22 kilometers east of Tulunan town, and has a depth of 15 kilometers. Gaisano Mall of Gensan caught fire following the quake. The quake partially damaged 85 structures from Davao Region and Socsargen, according to a report by the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. A magnitude 5.2 quake hit Manay, Davao Oriental hours later. And on October 29, a magnitude 6.4 quake once again struck Tulunan, North Cotabato. This time, the epicenter was traced 26 kilometers northeast of Tulunan and had a depth of 8 kilometers.